Okay, so welcome to this fire ceremony and guided visualization. What are we going to do tonight? Tonight we're going to be talking about forgiveness. That's the topic that I've chosen for this one. And the reason is because it's been coming up a lot with clients. I've been asked to cover this topic in feedback forms. So we're going to be talking about forgiveness. We're going to be doing a journaling exercise to start with. We're going to do a guided visualization. After that, you just need to relax and follow the instructions. Your job is just to enjoy and follow the instructions, so nothing to worry about. And we're going to finish with a fire ceremony, a small fire ceremony. So if you have a candle handy, please bring it. You don't need to if you don't have one handy. The important thing is the intention, but it's always much nicer. We're going to use the fire to transform the old, to start afresh. So yeah, what you're going to need, I'm going to show you what I normally use. Well, I have my candle lit up already. If you have pen and paper for the journaling exercise, great. And what I normally use is either small toothpick like this or a small piece of paper that we can burn in the fire, and we're going to leave it burning. So please mind your safety. You know, if you want to bring a big container or something like that to make sure that we don't start a fire, we want to be safe and safe and sound. Okay, so that's it for the new faces. I see quite a few new faces today. So just a little bit about myself. My name is Verónica Moreno. I'm a therapist and I do a combination of counseling, coaching, energy healing, meditation techniques, all combined for personal development, spiritual development, basically to heal and let go of the old so we can start attracting the new, what we want to manifest in our lives. One of the disciplines I'm trained in is shamanic energy healing, and that's where the fire ceremonies come from. Shamans for thousands of years, they've been gathering around the fire. They've been using the fire for transformation. Fire is rapid transformation. You burn something, a few seconds later, it's ashes. So we're going to use the power of the fire to transform whatever we want to let go of, whatever we have inside that is no longer serving us. And that's me, and that's what we're going to do today. If it's your first one, I normally run these events normally once a month, sometimes more. It depends if it's needed, if I get requests. So I think I'm going to share, if you're in my list, you will receive notifications, but if someone shared the Zoom link with you and you want to be notified or updated with future events, I just shared a link where you can sign up to my email list and you'll find out about more content, more free events like this. So please feel free to join and sign up if you feel like. Okay, so forgiveness, what a huge topic and so necessary topic. The reason why I've chosen this topic is because it's been coming up a lot. Even for me personally, I've been doing a lot of work around forgiveness this month. And the thing is that forgiveness is, I know it's hard, I know it's tough. And there is a big misunderstanding when it comes to forgiveness, because a lot of people say to me, well, if someone hurt me, if someone did something wrong to me, why should I forgive them? Why should I forgive them? They don't deserve my forgiveness. Why should I forgive them? But that's not the question. The question is not why you should forgive them. The real question is, do you deserve to have all the anger and resentment and sadness, whatever emotions, whatever is going on for you? Do you deserve to have that inside yourself? And I think you don't. Surely you don't want that for yourself. So when we talk about forgiveness, it's not about forgiving to help the person who hurt you. You are forgiving, ironically, you are forgiving them to help yourself and to heal yourself. Because that is kind of the final test. When you know you have moved on, you know you can close that chapter when you can say, you know what, not only I've done all the healing, not only I've released all those emotions, I can say I forgive you, and I'll just get the lesson. I'll just integrate the lesson that this experience brought to me, and then you know you're done. Then you know you can close the chapter, that you can move on. And that might be a relationship, that can be, I don't know, an old job where they treated you very badly. That can be someone in the family, that can be friends, that could be, it applies to pretty much everything and any type of relationships, or maybe negative experience that you might have experienced with someone. So I have a few journaling prompts for you to reflect on today, and for me to reflect on as well. So let me share my screen. Bear with me, guys, because technology is so not my thing. Right. So these are the questions I would like you to reflect on. And I'm going to give you like 5-10 minutes so we can do this together. First of all, who do you need to forgive? And I'm sure there are quite a few people, maybe not quite a few, maybe just 1, 2, a couple, but we all have some experiences, some people we've had some type of interaction with that you think, oh, no, I haven't moved on. I haven't forgiven that person for what they did to me. So first of all, identify who, what relationships. Secondly, what is stopping you from forgiving them? What is it that is not helping you let go? What benefit are you getting from holding on to the resentment or to the anger? And you might think, well, what do you mean, what benefit? Like, there's obviously no benefit in having anger or resentment. Well, there actually is. And the reason why sometimes we don't forgive is because we are getting some type of benefit. So for example, if, I don't know, if my sweetheart boyfriend when I was 15 cheated on me with my best friend, and I'm still resentful and I haven't forgiven him, maybe that serves me as an excuse to not start another relationship and keep me in my comfort zone, keep me safe, so no one hurts me ever again. So I'm getting a benefit from not forgiving or from not closing that chapter. It's not a healthy one, and it's not the best way to do it, but sometimes that's how it works, and it's the best way we know to survive and to just carry on. So this might be a bit tricky, but have some thoughts about it. And of course, you can always do this exercise later, watch the recording again, take your time. We're going to have like 5-10 minutes today. But you can always, this is a deep topic, so take your time after the workshop. What lessons have you learned? This is so important, so important. And again, many people say, what lesson could I have learned from this or this terrible event? There is always a lesson that you needed to learn. Always, always, always. As hard as this might sound, there is always a lesson. Who do you need to ask for forgiveness? Maybe you have to forgive someone, but maybe you have to say, forgive me to someone. So that's also interesting to explore. And the most difficult one, is there anything you need to forgive yourself for? And this is a big, big, big one. So I'm going to give you, like I said, 5-10 minutes to reflect on these questions. The objective of this exercise is not to suddenly heal everything or to just release all these experiences, but it's just to start identifying what's going on within ourselves. And the guided visualization is definitely going to help us with this, but for now it's just the first step to get us started and just to become aware of any forgiveness that we might need to start doing. So I'm going to give you 5-10 minutes so you can think about this. And if you have any questions, please jump in. Or you can also, if you don't want to go, like I said before, the session is going to be being recorded, so I can share it with the people who could make it live. So if you don't want to be on camera, you can always just send a message on the chat. I'll be reading the questions. So feel free to ask or to share your thoughts, please. I think some people joined halfway through. So for the new joiners, we're just journaling for a few minutes on the questions in the screen. The topic of this workshop is forgiveness. So that's why all the questions are related to forgiveness. So you can do it now, but well, and this applies to all of you. If you need more time, you can always watch the recording and take more time to do it later. And if you're watching the recording because you couldn't be here live, feel free to stop the video and take your time to write your thoughts. And I would recommend to everyone to not think too much about it, just write whatever comes up, even if it doesn't make logical sense to our ego, to a rational mind, because that's most of the time where the deep stuff is, when we write automatically without thinking, just whatever comes to your mind. I'm going to give a couple more minutes, but I had a very interesting question. I find that I think I have forgiven certain people until I see them again and it all comes back and I'm back to square one. Do I need to do something extra? I would say yes. If you see someone that you think you have forgiven and there's still something triggering, some type of negative emotions or whatever it is, maybe there's some more work to do. But it doesn't mean that you haven't made any progress at all. So, right. Give me a second, guys. Because they're saying I'm not on video. So I'm going to stop sharing the questions now, since I'm going to be sharing some thoughts. I'm back. Right. Sorry about the technology, guys. It's so not my thing. So if I'm a bit slow, please, I'm really sorry. Right. Like I was saying, it doesn't mean that you haven't made any progress at all. Sometimes you have to do it kind of in blocks, right? So you do a bit of healing, you do a bit of work, and you think, yeah, I'm doing great. You know, I think I'm kind of moved on with this person, blah, blah, blah. Then you see them again and you think, oh, not really. And then it starts triggering a lot of feelings, emotions, whatever it is. It doesn't mean that you didn't do the work or you didn't make any progress. It means that maybe you need to do a bit more. Or sometimes what happens is that it's triggering something else that wasn't healed properly. Sometimes there are new events, new experiences, new, you know, with people that make us, that triggers something inside ourselves. So maybe they do something, especially if it's a relationship with someone in your family, for example, where you cannot just stop seeing that person for whatever reason. And you have to keep interacting with them and new things keep happening. And you think, oh my God, they keep being annoying and they keep hurting me and et cetera, and that doesn't mean that maybe you haven't forgiven. It's just that new things keep coming up and then you have to release or cleanse or do a bit of healing on those new things. Like I said, forgiveness is one of the most difficult things to do and is one of the last steps. Is when you know that you are kind of done. It's very it's tricky. It's a tricky one. So don't feel that because you haven't forgiven someone completely, you haven't made any progress. I don't know if that helped, but I hope so. Okay, does anyone want to share any thoughts before we move on to the guided visualization? Like I said, please be mindful that the session is being recorded. Or maybe let's do the guided visualization, and then if anyone wants to share any insights or thoughts, we can open up for questions and insights.
I can share something, Verónica, if that works.
Of course, yeah.
So, you know, I have been having a lot of anger lately because I'm looking at my past and I just see how my mother just dismissed a lot of things about my feelings and thoughts as a child. Anyway, long story short, I know I need to forgive, but I've not wanted to have been angry. But when I was writing, what I realized is, you know how they always say, well, it's about that person. It has nothing to do with you. But I never understood that because it's like, well, but it hurt me and it impacted me.
Yeah. So there are two things. Like you said, if someone does something to you, it has nothing to do with you. It's their own journey, it's their own issue. If someone is mean to you, for example, right? It has nothing to do with you. You're not causing that. It's their own issue. It's their own problem. They're just maybe projecting some insecurities on you. Maybe they're just releasing their anger at you. So you're right. It has nothing to do with you. Now, of course, if you receive that, we are not robots. It's going to hurt, right? Especially if it comes from someone you love. Now, the thing is, the power is in you. That's always the thing to remember. The power is in you. Yeah, it hurts. And you are responsible to do the healing. You are responsible to say, okay, it hurts. I have a lot of anger. I'm going to release it. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to go have a session. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to have a bath. I'm just going to scream until I release everything I have inside. That is your responsibility, and that is the power. And we sometimes forget that we have the power. So the decision of what to do about that anger or about that resentment lies within you, and the power to say, well, okay, it hurts. How can I manage this so I can move on and start a new chapter? That power is within us. And that's so important. That's so, I mean, it is empowering because you realize that it is your decision, right? And it's up to you. It's entirely up to you. It doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. Yeah, of course it hurts if someone you love does something to you. Yeah, but you have the power to say, okay, but this is how I'm going to approach it, and this is what I'm going to do about it. So yeah, like you say, it has nothing to do with you, and you have the power. So okay, guys. So we are going to move on to the guided visualization. So make yourself comfortable. Find, you can sit down, lie down, whatever feels better for you. You can turn your camera off if you just want to be in your zone. I'm gonna, while I'm guiding the visualization, I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen just with a beautiful picture in the background. So we can all, not this one, in case someone joins halfway through, so they know we're doing a guided visualization. And just make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. And start breathing a bit more deeply and slowly than normal. Taking deeper inhalations and exhalations. Becoming aware of your body. Seeing how your body relaxes more and more and more with each exhalation. Letting go of any tension. If thoughts arise, that's okay. Just don't engage with them. Keep focusing on your breath and they will go. And now visualize yourself in a meadow. It is a beautiful, warm and sunny day. The grass is green and it feels cool in your bare foot. You're walking along the meadow and you see different animals and different trees, a beautiful landscape. And in the distance, you see a cave. You slowly walk towards this cave and you go inside. And in the center of the cave, you see someone in front of you. It is someone you need to forgive. Or maybe ask for forgiveness. Who is it? Or who are they, if there are more than one? Just stand in front of them and be aware of any emotions, any thoughts that come to mind. It's okay, you're safe here. And speak to this person or these people. Tell them anything you need to tell them. Maybe something you've never said before, but you really, really need to say. Is there anything else you would like to tell them? Is there anything else you need to say, that you need to express? And now bring your hands to the heart and say, I forgive you. Maybe you want to say, forgive me. Maybe both. And really feel the big release that you experience when you can forgive someone. When you realize that what they did to you, whatever it was, has nothing to do with you. And that you have the power to move on. Take a deep exhalation, deep breath, letting go of any resentment. And if you're not ready for this step, it's okay. Just release whatever is ready to be released today. You can come here anytime, whenever you're ready. And again, bringing your hands to your heart, say thank you. Thank you for the lessons you might have learned with this person, with these people. Whatever you learned from this relationship, from this experience, there's always a lesson to learn. And really connect with the gratitude. The gratitude for that experience. Because that helped you grow. Lessons always help us grow and develop. And this is what we came here for. And again, if you don't feel ready to say thank you, it's okay. It's okay. You can come here any other time, whenever you're ready. This might be just the first step, and that's perfectly fine. And you're very brave for doing it. And now it's time to say goodbye. Maybe you want to hug this person or hold their hand. Again, only if you're ready, only if you feel like it's right to do so. And then say goodbye. And now you leave the cave and find yourself again in the beautiful meadow where you came from. And to the right, you spot a river. A beautiful river where the water is crystal clear, so clean and pure. And you take off your clothes and start swimming. The water is so refreshing. It feels so good to be swimming in this river. You can feel the current, the fresh and clean water taking away all the old energies, patterns, and pleasant emotions, any tension, anything that might have been stored inside you from this relationship, from this experience. That's all going away with the current now. And you take a deep breath, feeling refreshed and cleansed. And you're ready to get out of the water now. And you see some new clothes waiting for you in the shore. They're waiting for you on the grass. And you put on these new clothes, feeling like a different person. Feeling so much lighter. And you feel your whole body filling with gratitude for this cleansing and renewing experience. And now start bringing your attention to your body, to the hands, the toes, maybe start to move them slowly. Bringing your attention to the room, to the here and now, to this workshop. Maybe taking a big stretch. That feels good for you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and meet me back in the screen. I can only see a few people, but I see some deep stretches. I like that. Welcome back, everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed this guided visualization. Just to let you know that whatever happened is okay. And I understand that sometimes we are just not ready. We're just not ready to say, I completely forgive you. And that's fine. And that's fine. This might be just the first step towards the healing. Forgiveness is a process, so it can take time. And know that you can watch this visualization anytime you need. Anytime you feel you need to let go, anytime you feel you can do a bit of work around this. You know, this is a safe space where you can come back anytime. And this type of visualization that I normally do are inspired in shamanic journeying. And that is a type of meditation where we access what they say, the lower world, the unconscious. right? When we get in this meditative state, we can access the subconscious mind, where the magic really happens, where we can access the really deep stuff that we're never going to access just by talking about it from the rational mind. That's not going to happen. So feel free to use it anytime. Anyone wants to share any thoughts before we get ready for the fire ceremony?
Yes, I do, Verónica, please.
Go ahead, Emilia.
Well, this is fascinating because the person I wanted to forgive, and the question 3, why, I don't remember, what is the benefit? So I actually feel if something is not going my way or working out my way, I actually feel justified that it's not working that way because of something, and I may go on a back step, which is not really how I would like it. So yeah, I enjoyed finding this out. Very useful.
But the thing is that only being aware of it is such a huge step. That's the most difficult one, because once we are aware of what we're doing, sometimes what happens is that the resentment or whatever it is operating from the subconscious mind, and it's taking control without us realizing, and we keep repeating the same pattern, we keep doing the same things, and we think, but why? It's because there's something there that hasn't been released, and being aware of it is like, great, now I can change it. You know, when you don't know what's going on, it's very difficult to change or to move on. But once you are aware, yeah, it might take time, because you know, like some patterns, some behaviors, some emotions are so engraved and so deep within us that it can take time. But that's the biggest step and the most important one. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm having a look at the chat to see if there are any questions. I love the river cleansing and new clothes part especially. Thank you, guys. I find it hard to give the people a hug at the end, but try to say I love you and thank you. I'm the Ho'oponopono thing. Yeah. I mean, we might not be ready the first time, and that's fine. But like I was saying again, it doesn't mean that that's not progress. You know, that's a first step, and sometimes we have to do it in layers. That's why I say sometimes when we're grieving a relationship, when you know, we want to let go, we want to close a chapter, we have to do it in layers. We do a bit of a time, you know, because it can be overwhelming. So it's also very important to acknowledge that, okay, I'm not ready to do this or to take this full step, because otherwise we're just fooling ourselves, right? So it's actually smart and much better to say, okay, this is what I can do today, this is what I'm ready to do today, and tomorrow I might do a little more, or next week I might do a little more, you know, but also being honest with ourselves, because then it becomes I did a visualization, I said I forgave my entire family and all my teachers and everyone I had to forgive, and we fool ourselves, because if it hasn't happened, then we're gonna still be stuck in the same pattern. So it's perfectly fine. I also noticed that my mother's also taught me resilience. Yeah, there's always a lesson, great lessons, resilience, growth, independence, you know. Sometimes we think, oh my God, that was so tough. Like, why did I have to learn that way? But there is always a lesson to learn. Resilience is a great one. Why am I still waiting on an apology, thinking that's going to make me feel better? Well, that's completely, I mean, I totally understand. But like I said before, whatever they did to you had nothing to do with you. And they probably, whatever they did, they're probably dealing with a lot of anger, resentment themselves. Sometimes when someone hurts us really badly, it's not consciously. Sometimes it is, but most of the times it isn't. Most of the times they're just doing whatever they learned from the parents, the way they learn to interact with others, and that might be toxic and that might be awful, but sometimes it's not unconscious. So yeah, a big step is understanding, well, it had nothing to do with me. it had to do with their own stories, and you are not responsible for those stories. And if they're not ready to understand that they did something that could hurt you or that did hurt you, it's their evolution process and it's their journey. So we also need to respect that the people who hurt us might never even realize that they hurt us. So maybe a good thing to do would be to try to, take, one of the things I do is ancestral constellation, and it's kind of a role play where you try to understand the other person. You step on the other person's shoes and try to understand what was going on for them, what was happening. So that might help you understand a little bit why they didn't even realize that they hurt you, and that because they might never apologize. So yeah. Right. Tears came to verbalize the hurt, betrayal. These guided visualizations are so emotional. So guys, I understand that if you need to cry, after this, just go for a walk, have a bath. They're very, very emotional. So that's completely fine. Just acknowledge that, respect yourself, take your time, Someone says, yes, I felt the same about the needing an apology. Yeah, again, guys, they might not, they're not as lucky as you are to be on a development process, on a healing journey, they might not even be aware that they owe you an apology or that you were expecting an apology. So just understand that they're going through their process. It doesn't mean that what they did to you was right, because no, if they did something that hurt you, it was probably very, very wrong. It doesn't make them right, but just understand that you are responsible for your process, but not theirs. And yeah, I know it's not easy to take that, but at the same time, it's liberating to know that you are responsible for your own process, and there are so many things we can do to take responsibility and just move on. So okay, I think I didn't miss any questions, but please type them again if I did, because I saw the comments that I didn't read out loud. Right, okay, good stuff, guys.
Looks like Virginia wants to say something. She was raising her hand.
Yes.
Sorry, Virginia.
No, that's okay. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
So first, thank you so much. It was really interesting, actually, because what I want to share is I made a list of a few people I wanted to forgive. And follow all the questions and things. And when I get into the meditation and I went into the cave, there was just one person there, and that was my dad. And I found that extremely interesting, how those people who actually come into your life as the father figure, as in my case, as reflecting what my dad has been acting towards me for me to grow, but they also comes into your life manifesting that relationship that I'm sure that is the case for many people here as well, but I found that interesting. There was one person in the cave, and thank you. It was a great experience for me.
Thank you for sharing that, Virginie. I did that on purpose. Actually, I was going to say, after we did the journaling, I was going to say, think of one person you want to talk to in the guided visualization. Then I thought, no, because that comes from the rational mind, right? When we're thinking about it, that comes from the rational mind. But when you enter the cave, then you're accessing your subconscious. And if there was only one person in that cave, it means that was the person you needed to talk to today. And maybe if you have thought about it rationally, okay, there are 5 people, I need to visualize them all. No, who's in the cave? Who comes up there? That's the person you're ready to talk to. And that's why I did it on purpose, to not make you think about it in advance. And maybe if you were thinking about a few people, it wouldn't have been so so deep, or so yeah, like I said at the end, whatever happened in that cave, it was perfectly fine. It was right, and it was what you were ready to experience. So thank you guys for sharing your experiences. Right. Anyone else before we move on to the fire ceremony? Because I don't know, I didn't see the hand, right? So, right. Okay. Okay, guys. So fire time, fire ceremony time. What we're going to do now, light up your candle if you haven't done so. Like I said, if you don't have one handy, it's okay. You can visualize a fire as well and set your intentions. The intention is the most important part. I'm going to have my candle ready here with you guys. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to open sacred space. What is this about? In the tradition I trained with, the first thing they do pretty much before doing anything is opening sacred space. That means that they're calling different forces of nature that are represented by different archetypes, most of the time animals. And what that means is that we're going to call in these forces to be protected. And we're going to be creating this group energy all together to create this bubble of protection, this deep connection with Mother Nature and all the elements. So you can turn off your camera if you feel more comfortable. For now, what I want you to do is put your hands in front of you, like you were giving or receiving something. Left hand facing the ceiling, right hand facing the floor. So what you're going to visualize is that you have someone that you're holding hands with the person next to you. So we're going to create this virtual gathering, this group energy. So someone is going to have their right hand on your left hand, and you're going to have your right hand on top of someone's left hand. And we're going to connect with the energy of the group, setting a strong intention to release anything that might no longer be serving us. It's full moon today, so great energy to set strong intention and start releasing. And we're going to call in the different archetypes. We're going to start from the south, represented by the serpent. And the serpent represents letting go. The serpent sheds the skin so smoothly, so easily, effortlessly. So we want to have that quality with us today. We're going to ask the serpent to help us shed our skin at once, smoothly, effortlessly. Anything that is no longer serving us, to help us release it. And to be grounded. They walk belly to belly with Mother Earth, to help us bring that healing energy. On the west, we have the Jaguar. The Jaguar represents fearlessness. The Jaguar has no predators in the jungle, so they know how to be fearlessness. They're not scared of anything. So they can teach us courage. And that's what we want to bring to this space today, courage. And they walk deep into the jungle because they're not scared. And that's what we want to do. Go deep inside ourselves to heal our deepest wounds, but also to find our greatest treasures. We move to the north and we find the hummingbird. And the hummingbird is all about purpose. The hummingbird is this tiny little bird that flies all the way from Brazil to Canada every single year. And it doesn't stop and ask, am I ready? Are my wings too small? No, it's calling. So it goes for it. So we want that energy. We want to follow our purpose, to connect with our calling, and to just go for it without hesitation. And then we move to the east and we find the eagle. The eagle flies high in the sky. The eagle represents vision, the ability to see through deception, to see through the lies, to see with clarity. The small details, but also the big picture. So we're going to ask the eagle to help us see things with perspective, so we don't get caught in the daily routine, in the small, irrelevant details, so we can see things from perspective. And now we're going to connect with Mother Earth, with Pachamama, feeling her beautiful, nurturing, healing energy. We want to be protected and embraced by her energy. Feeling grateful for what she gives us. And since the topic today is about forgiveness, maybe we have to say, Mother, forgive us. For how we harm you and hurt you sometimes. But thank you for all you give. So we're going to connect with that beautiful feminine energy, nurturing energy. And we're going to end by connecting with the sky, with the heavens, the cosmic energy, the masculine energy. And we're going to ask Great Spirit, God, the divine, one, whatever you want to call it. We want to connect with that sense of oneness of connection, knowing that we are all connected, all connected. It doesn't matter if we're thousands of miles apart, we are just one. We are just one. So we're going to thank all these elements, all these forces. Now we have created this beautiful group energy and this beautiful bubble of protection. You can open your eyes. Again, meet us back in the screen if you feel like you're turning your camera on. And now we're going to get ready to burn and to use the fire, to use the power of transformation. So now what we're going to do is you can use whatever you have handy. You can use a piece of paper and you can write down whatever you want to release. And if it's related to what we have been working on about forgiveness, even better. So you can write the name of a person, a relationship, whatever comes for you. Maybe something, an emotion you're feeling inside, maybe a problem you want a solution for, and you're like, this is not flowing. You know, whatever comes, the first thing that comes to your mind, you can write it in a piece of paper. Really connect with it, you know, deep inside, and blow whatever emotions come up into the piece of paper. And you can do the same with the toothpick. If that feels better for you, whatever works better for you, or whatever is easier to hold. These toothpicks are very easy because they burn very nicely and they're easy to hold. Again, connecting deep inside with whatever you want to release, whatever you want to let go of. Something you might need help with, you might need guidance with. This is the moment to really connect and blow that onto a piece of paper, write it down. You know, I need guidance with my career. I need guidance with this decision. I need guidance with, I don't know, my kids, a relationship, a problem I have, whatever it is, whatever comes up. And again, without thinking too much from the rational mind, but more from whatever is ready to be released today. And when you're ready, you can start burning it. Like I said, I normally use a small plate like this where I can just burn the piece of paper or the toothpick, and I just leave it here, and I know I'm not gonna burn myself, which I always manage to do. I don't know how, even I have done countless fire ceremonies. I always manage to burn one of my fingers. I'm just gonna leave some time for you guys to do this, to take your time. I really want you to connect with whatever might be coming up for you. And if anyone wants to share any experiences, any thoughts, feel free to jump in, unmute yourself, or send a message in the chat. Someone saying, I certainly have to go into that cave again. Yes. It's always good to revisit it. Once is never enough. But you're gonna have this, guys, if you register for the event, you're gonna receive the recording, so you can watch it as many times as you need. If you want to do the guided visualization, is something you can do, just connecting, you know, with yourself, just doing some breathing exercises to slow down the rhythm, to get into that meditative state. And yeah, the visualizations are so strong, so you can sometimes just visualize yourself talking to that person, and it's so powerful, so powerful. The stick burning takes longer, the paper burned very fast. Yes, that's why I like the toothpicks, because they're a bit more slow. So you can kind of connect more with the feeling of whatever it is being released, being transformed. But the paper is amazing how it turns into ashes like this. So also very, very powerful. So you can get creative, guys. I mean, this is just the idea, and a simple way to do it, you know. Fire ceremonies, of course, if you do them outside with a group of people and drums, they're absolutely amazing. But a candle and a piece of paper works. As long as your intention is strong, it works. So does anyone want to share anything, any thoughts, or anyone has any questions before we wrap up? Okay, someone is reminding me in a direct message. Something we can do is, they say that to be in harmony, we need to have right thinking or right seeing, right feeling, and right doing. Right doing, I'm pointing up my belly, my the womb, in the case of the women, the second chakra for everyone. And when we do a fire ceremony, when you have even if it's a small fire, even if it's a candle, with whatever we have released, we can bring the energy of the fire to a forehead to have clear thinking, clear vision, you know, and integrate the energy of the fire to the heart, right feeling, and to the womb, right doing, the center of creativity. And we need to have those three, because we can have clear thinking and feeling, but if we don't do anything, if we don't take action, then what's the point? We might have very good intentions and a lot of energy to do things, but if we're not seeing things clearly, if we can't see through deception, if we don't know what's right for us, if we cannot connect with our higher self, then we're not gonna be guided in the right direction. So that's also something that you can do, bring your the energy of the fire to your body, to your energy field. Okay, guys, so that was all from me. Oh, I'm going blurred in the camera. That was all from me today. Like I said at the beginning, if you want to, I'm going to share the link again. If you want to subscribe to my list, I think most of you are in my list already. Anyway, if you want to receive updates about more events like this, more content, etc., etc. I really hope you liked it. And oh my God, thank you so much for all these people who dedicated 1 hour of their time to be with me today. I really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please send me feedback, guys. If you liked it, if you didn't, what topics you would like me to cover, what type of events, what type of whatever it is in your mind, share it with me. I'm here to serve you guys, so ask and you will be given. It's been a pleasure to share this hour with you. Thank you for all the ones who share their experiences. It really adds to the event to hear from you. I love it. So great release. Again, I'm just reading through your messages. Okay, guys, it's been a pleasure. Take care and see you very, very soon. And please send me your feedback. Let me know what you're thinking. Always happy to hear from you. So take care and see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.